The task before the international community remains daunting, and more needs to be done to reduce the impact of COVID-19.
In the spirit of solidarity, we must collectively appeal to international financial institutions to assist member states in cushioning the negative impact of the pandemic. In this regard, I urge them to extend concessional loans, technical assistance support, lowering of tariff on medical equipment and consumables, sharing of exercise in case management, adopting open trade policies, as well as outright debt cancellation to our member countries.
We must ensure that the effective response to COVID-19 reaches everyone, everywhere, and that they all be famous.
Exchange of medical experts and the expertise gained in the fight against the virus, sharing of information and scientific knowledge, as well as extending assistance to the countries in need, is of utmost importance.
President of the United Nations General Assembly, Tijani Gbangbade, pledged that his office would continue to work with the non-aligned movement to promote partnerships and galvanize the needed engagement to defeat COVID-19 and reduce its impact on communities. The theme of the extraordinary summit is United Against COVID-19 Pandemic. In the State House, Jide Onifade, Nta2 News.
As residents of Lagos State resume their daily activities with the partial relaxation of the 7 weeks lockdown, the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has called on those who must go out of their homes to still avoid the streets as the fight against the virus continues. Governor Sanwo-Olu made the emphasis in a statewide broadcast as the partial relaxation takes effect. Nosa Usla reports.
The governor, who warned commercial transporters and others serving the public to strictly adhere to the guidelines issued by the state government or risk being prosecuted, said that only civil servants on level 15 and above should resume from Tuesday. He added that affected civil servants on levels 15 and above living in Ogun State should adhere to the order of Ogun State's governor till 9th of May.
Food markets will be open only on Tuesdays, on Thursdays and Saturdays from the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. However, other markets that are selling building materials, spare parts, non-food markets will be open on Mondays, on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Governor Sanwo-Olu disclosed that residents whose vehicles were impounded on or before the 14th of April can from Tuesday go and start collecting their seized vehicles free of charge.
And I'm happy to pass on the 3 telephone numbers that we've set up for whistleblowing, for people to complain if they think that the companies are not keeping to the social distancing or the physical distancing that has been stated, or if buses are not complying, or if markets are not complying. So the numbers are 0901 051 3197, 3198 and 3199.
The governor urged elderly members of the society to remain at home because of their age, which makes them most vulnerable to COVID-19. In Lagos, Nosa Usula, Nta2 News.
Lagos, the city that never sleeps, is still in semi-slumber after the relaxation of the COVID-19 lockdown. Ruth Ario-Samo reports that commercial activities at the Balogun market are yet to pick up.
The sights and sounds of Lagos metropolis differed from the density of human and vehicular presence that characterized the 4th of May, the start of the relaxation of a 5-week total lockdown by the federal government. Balogun Market is the nerve center of commerce in Lagos. The shops, which enjoyed high patronage Monday from the heavy crowd of shoppers, was tranquil with a smattering of sellers who displayed edibles in line with the Lagos State template, which authorizes food sellers to open on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Ironically, traders whose stores were shut in line with the schedule also milled around.
Open today due to the directive of the federal government and the directive of the state government.
Because I've been given 3 days on. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which I'm very, at least, happy about. We need to monitor the compliance of the people so that they will not go against the law.
Meanwhile, some Lagosians are not aware of alternating days for the sale of foodstuff vis-a-vis non-consumables.
I came out today because I know it's okay to be less crowded.
From all indications, most residents believe that a spread of COVID-19 in the city will not reach alarming rates as speculated in some quarters, as the adherence level is healthy. In Lagos, Ruth Ario Samuel, Nta News.
As the partial relaxation of the lockdown enters day 2, Ademola reports on the level of compliance by Lagos residents with the use of face masks and the rules of social distancing.
Following President Muhammadu Buhari's nationwide broadcast on gradual ease of the 5-week lockdown to enable the gradual reopening of the economy, the Lagos state government announced a new set of strict guidelines that must be enforced to prevent a rise in new COVID-19 cases. The rules include the compulsory wearing of face masks and maintenance of social distancing, especially in public. It was observed that about 70% of people in public wore their face masks, although some had them under their chin or in their pockets.
I have. It's written here.
You just removed it.
I just when I want to eat.
They pay me for it. That's why I come out and say make I take breathe more.
It's not convenient for me in terms of breathing.
Person was telling me he can't hear me well if I'm putting on the face mask.
Okay, that's how you.
That's why I removed it.
Meanwhile, street vendors hovered around selling their wares.
We decided to go with this by making it safe in this way, so that before using it, you see that it's very it's sealed before you can open it. And I don't allow people to test it until you buy it.
In terms of public mobility, the social distancing directive is being flouted as some commercial drivers convey more than 60% passenger capacity as instructed by Governor Sanwo-Olu.
I'm still saying 12, I'm still saying 13. People are not really...
So that means they're sitting 3-3 or 4-4?
4-4. Some persons sitting down 4-4. People don't care about their life.
So the arrangement is good, so that everybody will prevent ourselves from...
It's okay like this now because there's scarcity of vehicle right now.
Some passengers who spoke off camera called for enforcement in this regard as the drivers are placing their lives at risk. In Lagos, Ademola, Nta News.
As the ease of lockdown begins, Lagos State is relatively achieving its aim of creating an environment devoid of the usual cluster of people, but more is expected from the angle of adherence to social distancing order. Amaka Owo has details.
The ease of lockdown is a relief to many Lagosians who are willing to comply with the guidelines put in place by the state government to contain coronavirus.
I will come out in the afternoon because of the normally come out towards the evening start. When they will close 4, I will resume my business 5.
For me, I will be here up to 4 o'clock before I go home because of the curfew.
We cited long queues at bank premises and noticed a high level of compliance with the use of face masks.
I'm happy today to come outside.
Many transporters and commercial drivers are also doing more to adhere to the rules.
Before now 7 passengers, 3 for back, 3 for middle, 1 for front. But now 5. 2 for back, 2 for middle, 1 for back.
However, the black sheep among them could not escape the wrath of enforcement agencies.
When we got here, they said we should come down, that they're not doing 2-2. But why don't the men are not doing 3-4-4?
Officials of the Lagos State Transport Management Authority and the Nigerian Police Force are on ground to ensure that citizens and transporters, especially commercial drivers, adhere strictly to the stipulated guidelines put in place by the Lagos State government. The partial lockdown will no doubt impact the economy of Lagos, the commercial nerve center of the nation.
Today, we saw the market started a bit sloppy, but towards the end of the market picked up. We saw that in the last couple of days, the Nigerian capital market had shown its resilience. And I think it is more of the fact that people are now beginning to digest the direction of the economy. They are beginning to digest what is actually happening.
As the eased lockdown experiment continues, it is expected that citizens will take responsibility for their safety in the days ahead. In Lagos, Amaka O, Nta2 News.
This week is for teachers the world over. Following the emergence of coronavirus, there is a shift in the approach to dissemination of knowledge. While most children now take their lessons online, others are not fortunate enough to be in this category. Here to talk about teaching in a COVID-19 world and other issues educationists are contending with is Busola Olanubi, an educationist. She joins us via Zoom. Glad to have you on the news.
Good evening.
Now,
Pleasure to be here tonight.
Now, teachers are held up at home in Nigeria and many other countries across the world. Most of them are busy online. Can you tell us how they go about their duties differently?
Okay, the COVID-19 disruption to education is unprecedented worldwide, and it's affecting over 300 million children worldwide. Now, teachers in the last couple of weeks have had to upskill, have had to learn new things using new tools to teach children remotely. It's not been easy for teachers, but that's our calling. So we've had to learn new things, and so far so good. We can see the benefits to our children, even to us as individuals.
Now, you gave a figure of 300 million just now. I'm sure that's for across the globe. Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. And in Nigeria, we definitely have our own figures. How much of these children are benefiting from online knowledge now, and how much or how many of them are losing out?
Okay. I don't have an accurate data, but in my own opinion, maybe less than 20% of school children of school age are benefiting from online learning. And you know, there are various forms of online learning. Some are using Zoom, some are using Ademola. There are different forms, but there are some that are for maybe disadvantaged children. Some are using WhatsApp, and some are using, government is even proposing radio and TV. But there are also some children that don't have access to these things. There's the issue of power, there's the issue of data connection, there's the issue of the cost of data. So I want to believe that majority of Nigerian children don't have access to these online learning programs that schools are offering across the nation.
And you just mentioned some things that wanted to take me to my next question. How affordable really is online lesson?
With the commitment of everyone, it's quite feasible, but maybe not at the same level of penetration. In this country, I learned that in the 60s, governments used to teach using radio and TV. So we can still do that, and we can also provide, give parents incentives. Maybe, like I heard that government is buying radios for certain parents now. That will help us to bridge the gap as fast as possible. We cannot compare classroom-based learning to online, but the safety and health of our children is paramount. So for now, online is the way to go. Learning has to continue in whichever form that we can manage.
Now, what about parents who, for one reason or the other, are interested in this approach to learning? How do they tap into this form of learning?
Okay, even for parents have had to also learn new ways of doing things. Parents have had to learn how to use Zoom and these other tools. But there are some parents that, because of the nature of their jobs, they may not be able to provide the kind of support that their children need. So for those parents, we ask that they also try and ensure that their children learn, even without using these remote learning tools. The children's books are still there. When they come back from work, they must ensure that the children continue to learn, because nature abhors a vacuum. What this online program that we are trying to achieve with this online program is that by the time the children resume, we don't have to start from the very beginning again. If we don't bridge this gap, it will be a challenge for teachers, for parents, and even for the learners to start school all over again.
Well, you just took away my question, which is actually that these online classes that we have going on currently, is it just a measure to keep children busy, or is it a continuation of the school curriculum so that, you know, children don't become academically rusty?
Okay, I think I can answer both of them. Both are correct. It is a continuation of the curriculum. It's also to keep them engaged. I don't want to use the word busy. It's to engage them creatively, is that they are learning, that they are not playing. Children should be engaged to develop themselves. So during this period, we cannot just leave them. This lockdown is indefinite, at least for schools. I don't see schools resuming anytime soon. So we cannot keep them away from learning indefinitely. So it's a stopgap measure. It cannot be compared to classroom-grade learning, but it can achieve something close to classroom-grade learning.
Now, since you don't see schools resuming anytime soon, will there be exams at the end of all of these online schooling? And would that also be part of their continuous assessment scheme?
Okay, so the government is not clear on this. The government has told us at state and federal level that the third term has not commenced. So we are not likely to have exams. Nevertheless, the modern way of teaching and education is that assessment should be continuous. So assessment is not only in form of exams at the end of the term. Assessment should be continuous, is formative, is to know what the child is, to assess what the child knows, and to help the child get to the next level. So to that extent, assessment will be conducted during the online classes.
All right, also let's address the issue of private teachers. Some of them have lamented non-payment of their salaries due to the lockdown. Is this healthy for the teaching profession?
It's not healthy for the teaching profession not to earn salaries, but it's a reflection of the kind of country that we're in. So what most schools are grappling with is non-payment of school fees by parents. When the way the school system runs is that when parents pay in January, that money is used to for the operations of the school from January to April. Now, parents are not willing to pay for the third term, and teachers have to be paid during this time before schools resume. So it's quite challenging for schools to get the resources, the funds to pay their staff. For schools, I know most schools are talking to their teachers because this is indefinite. For schools, we definitely resume, and then whatever backlog that teachers have, schools will actually be able to pay. But this is a sign of the times that we are in. It's challenging for schools to pay salaries, at least for me. It's going to be.
All right, thank you so much, Busola Olanubi, for your time on the program. And we do really appreciate you for the job you're doing, because I know some parents at home right now are wishing that you can be back at your schools taking care of their children. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening.
All right, you're watching Nta2 News at this hour. A break now beckons. The news returns when we come back. Please don't go away.
Zama a ƙarƙashin rana ko kuma a wuri wanda yake da tsananin zafi baya iya hana ka kamuwa da cutar coronavirus. A cewar hukumar kula da lafiya ta duniya, wurin da ke da zafin rana ko kuma inda yake da sama da digiri 25 baya hana mutum kamuwa da cutar coronavirus. A zahirin gaskiya ma, cutar coronavirus ta bulla a ƙasashen da suke da zafin rana irin Najeriya. Idan mun fita sayan kayan marmari ko kuma kayan miya, mu tabbatar cewa mun wanke su a ruwa mai gudana. Mu sanya su bushe kafin mu sanya su a cikin firij. Mu yawaita wanke hannuwanmu a koda yaushe. Mu haɗu a bidiyo na gaba, ku ci gaba da kasancewa tare da ni.
Glad to have you back. Family of kidnapped Mali opposition leader Soumaïla Cissé accused Mali government of moving too slow for his release as United Kingdom coronavirus death toll rises above 30,000. These and more on Global Tidbits.
The family of a leading Malian opposition figure who was kidnapped days before the country's parliamentary elections in late March says the government is moving too slow in securing its release. Soumaïla Cissé, the runner-up in 2018 presidential election, was kidnapped by unidentified gunmen on March 25th in Mali's restive Timbuktu region. COVID-19 deaths in the United Kingdom have surpassed the 30,000 mark, the highest in Europe according to official reports. Also, death toll in America from COVID-19 is now 67,456 with the total cases of 1,156,372. The latest figures come as more of the nation begins to slowly relax stay-at-home measures amid the pandemic. Finally, more than 251,718 people around the world have now died from COVID-19. The number of confirmed cases exceeds 3.5 million, while nearly 1.2 million people have recovered. For Global Tidbit, Ken Igbeluge.
And that report wraps up the news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.